Hey there, fellow traveler. Planning a trip to Chicago and wondering if the Orange Line is worth your time.
Maybe you've dismissed it as just a way to get to and from Midway.
To downtown.
Yeah.
Well, buckle up because we're about to dive deep into why the Orange Line is so much more than just the simple airport shuttle.
Right.
We've got maps
Timetable?
and even some local secrets to help you make the most of this Chicago transit line.
You know, a lot of people, they underestimate the Orange Line.
Yeah,
But it's actually your ticket to exploring the real Chicago.
that's what we're here to unpack.
Think vibrant neighborhoods, hidden gems,
Today we'll be exploring the Orange Line's route,
easy access to world-class museums,
frequency of service,
all without the hassle of traffic or parking.
and even some of its best-kept secrets.
We're going to show you how the Orange Line can transform your Chicago experience, taking you beyond the typical tourist spots
Okay.
and right into the heart of the city,
All right, let's dive in. So the Orange Line starts at Midway Airport.
which is super convenient for those flying in.
From there, it snakes its way north, eventually hitting the loop Chicago's bustling downtown area.
Yeah.
But here's where things get interesting.
Okay.
Along the way, the Orange Line stops in some of Chicago's most vibrant neighborhoods.
And these aren't just pit stops.
Right,
They're destinations in themselves.
exactly.
Let's start with Pilsen,
Okay.
a neighborhood on the Lower West Side known for its incredible street art scene and rich Mexican-American culture.
Right, Pilsen.
It's a neighborhood that's bursting with creativity.
It's like stepping into an open-air art gallery.
Exactly.
I've heard they have amazing murals that tell the stories of the community.
Absolutely. Pilsen's murals aren't just pretty pictures splashed on walls.
Right.
They're powerful expressions of the neighborhood's history, struggles, and triumphs told through the eyes of its residents.
Wow.
It's a living, breathing art form that reflects the community's soul.
And I can't forget to mention Chinatown, another gem on the Orange Line.
Oh, Chinatown.
I mean, who doesn't love delicious dim sum and exploring bustling markets?
Chinatown is a feast for the senses.
Yes.
Picture yourself strolling through streets lined with red lanterns.
Oh, yeah.
The aroma of spices filling the air. It's a vibrant cultural hub where you can experience a slice of authentic Chinese life right here in Chicago.
And don't forget the annual Lunar New Year parade in Chinatown.
Oh, yes.
I hear it's an explosion of color and energy.
It's an unforgettable spectacle.
Yeah.
The streets come alive with elaborate floats, traditional lion dances, and a contagious celebratory spirit.
Wow.
It's a chance to immerse yourself in the richness of Chinese culture.
Now let's talk museums.
Okay.
You could literally spend a week hopping between museums accessible from the Orange Line.
Right.
And still not see everything. I mean, we're talking the Art Institute with its iconic lions and masterpieces from around the world.
The Art Institute is a must-see for any art enthusiast.
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine standing before masterpieces by Monet, Picasso, and Van Gogh.
Oh, my God.
To journey through art history, all under one roof.
Then there's the Field Museum, where you can come face-to-face with Sue the T-Rex.
Oh, Sue the T-Rex, yes.
And explore ancient civilizations.
The Field Museum is a treasure trove for anyone fascinated by natural history and anthropology.
Oh, for sure.
From dinosaur skeletons to Egyptian mummies, it's a journey through time and across cultures.
And of course, we can't forget the Adler Planetarium.
Oh, the Adler Planetarium.
Our window to the cosmos.
The Adler Planetarium offers an awe-inspiring glimpse into the vastness of space.
Yeah.
Imagine gazing at the stars in their state-of-the-art planetarium or exploring exhibits about our solar system and beyond.
I mean, seriously.
It sparks a sense of wonder and curiosity about our place in the universe.
It's like a museum lover's dream come true.
It is.
And the best part is the Orange Line makes it incredibly easy to hop between these world-class institutions.
Exactly. Instead of battling traffic or parking nightmares, you can seamlessly transition from exploring ancient artifacts to admiring Impressionist paintings, all in a day's journey. The Orange Line acts as your personal chauffeur, whisking you away to a world of knowledge and inspiration.
And you know me, I'm always on the hunt for those off-the-beaten-path gems.
Right.
The Orange Line definitely delivers on that front, too.
Absolutely. While the Orange Line is a convenient way to reach those big-name attractions,
Yeah.
it also unlocks a treasure trove of lesser-known spots that many tourists miss.
Okay, spill the beans. What are some of these hidden gems?
Well, have you ever heard of Ping Tom Memorial Park?
Ping Tom Memorial Park. Tell me more.
It's a tranquil oasis right on the Chicago River, just a stone's throw from Chinatown.
Okay.
Picture yourself strolling through serene gardens, admiring the pagoda, and enjoying stunning views of the city skyline.
That sounds amazing. A little slice of peace amidst the urban jungle.
Exactly.
What else is there?
Then there's Maxwell Street Market,
Okay.
a true Chicago institution.
Now you've piqued my interest. What makes Maxwell's Street Market so special?
It's a vibrant blend of commerce and community,
Okay.
steeped in history. Imagine a bustling open-air market filled with vendors selling everything from vintage finds and handmade crafts to delicious street food.
Mm.
It's a sensory overload in the best possible way.
Okay, so the Orange Line goes to some pretty amazing places.
It does.
But let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
Okay.
What about the practical stuff? Like, when does it actually run?
Well, the Orange Line runs from early morning till late at night,
Okay.
but the frequency of service does vary throughout the day and week.
Right.
So a little planning goes a long way.
Right, you don't want to miss your flight because you underestimated the travel time?
Exactly.
Yeah.
During peak hours, you can expect trains every 6 to 10 minutes.
Okay.
But during off-peak hours and on weekends, the frequency decreases.
Gotcha.
It's always a good idea to check the CTA website or app for the most up-to-date schedules.
Good point. Especially if you're trying to squeeze in a visit to the Field Museum before catching your flight back home.
Exactly.
Speaking of late nights, what if you're a night owl exploring Chicago after dark? Does the Orange Line run all night?
Unfortunately, the Orange Line itself doesn't operate 24/7.
Okay.
However, the CTA has a clever solution for those late-night adventures,
Oh.
the night owl service.
Oh, tell me about the night owl service. I'm always curious about how cities keep things moving after the sun goes down.
While the red and blue lines offer 24/7 service,
Okay.
the CTA has strategically designed a network of bus routes that essentially cover the Orange Line's path overnight.
So you can still get around even if you're out late catching a show or grabbing a bite to eat.
Exactly.
That's reassuring. Which bus route should night owls look for?
The N62 Archer bus follows the Orange Line route during those late-night hours.
Okay.
And it gets even better.
Oh.
This bus connects to a bunch of other night owl routes that crisscross the city,
Wow.
offering surprisingly comprehensive nighttime transportation options. It's a testament to the CTA's commitment to keeping the city moving, even when the stars are out.
That's awesome. It sounds like they've really thought of everything.
They're really trying.
Speaking of thinking of everything, let's switch gears and talk about accessibility.
Okay.
We know that everyone should be able to experience the Orange Line and all its wonders, and thankfully, the CTA has made some great strides in making that possible.
Absolutely. The CTA has taken significant steps to make the Orange Line accessible to people with disabilities,
Okay.
ensuring everyone can enjoy the ride.
So tell me more about the specifics. What kind of accessibility features can riders expect to find?
Well, for starters, all Orange Line stations are ADA compliant.
Okay.
That means you'll find elevators at every station.
That's great news. Elevators are a game changer for so many people. What other features are there?
It goes beyond just getting on and off the train.
Okay.
The platforms themselves have tactile strips near the edges.
Oh, okay.
Now, these might seem like a small detail,
Yeah.
but for someone who is visually impaired, these strips provide a crucial sense of direction and safety.
Right.
They act as a guide, letting you know when you're nearing the edge of the platform.
It's incredible how such seemingly small details can make a huge difference in someone's experience.
Absolutely.
Like anything else.
The announcements are another great example of thoughtful design.
Oh, yeah.
They have both visual and audio announcements for upcoming stops.
Okay.
This is incredibly helpful for anyone who might have difficulty hearing or seeing.
Right.
It ensures everyone stays informed and feels confident about where they're going.
That's so important. Everyone deserves to feel comfortable and confident while traveling. Are there any other features worth highlighting?
Absolutely. Let's not forget about priority seating.
Okay.
The Orange Line has designated areas near the doors specifically for riders with disabilities, seniors, and families with young children.
Gotcha.
It's a small gesture,
Yeah.
but it shows a commitment to creating a more inclusive and welcoming environment for everyone.
Okay, so we've covered accessibility,
Right.
but let's talk safety for a minute. Navigating a big city, especially at night, can sometimes feel a bit nerve-wracking.
No.
Does the CTA offer any tips for staying safe while riding the Orange Line?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The CTA prioritizes rider safety
Okay.
and offers some simple yet effective tips for a worry-free experience.
Yeah.
One of the most important things is to stay alert and be aware of your surroundings.
That makes a lot of sense.
Avoid distractions like loud music or being glued to your phone,
Right.
and be mindful of the people around you.
Anything else riders should keep in mind?
Another common sense tip is to keep your belongings close.
Okay.
Don't leave your bag unattended or have your phone sticking out of your back pocket.
Right.
It's all about being smart and proactive.
Yeah.
And remember,
Yeah.
every train platform and train car is equipped with call buttons
Oh, okay.
that directly connect you to CTA personnel.
That's good to know.
If you ever feel unsafe or need assistance, don't hesitate to use them.
It's nice to have that extra layer of security.
Mm.
Any other tips to share?
Planning your trip in advance can also contribute to a safer experience.
Oh, okay.
The less time you spend waiting on a platform, especially late at night, the better. And having your Ventra card or fare ready to go makes for a quicker and smoother boarding process,
Makes sense.
minimizing any potential vulnerabilities.
Those are great tips. It's always better to be prepared and informed.
Right.
Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about something unique to Chicago. Those infamous winters.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious, how does the Orange Line hold up when the snow starts falling and the wind is howling?
Ah, yes. Chicago winters can be quite the experience, but don't worry.
Yeah.
The CTA has a pretty impressive system in place
Okay.
to keep the trains running smoothly even when the city is blanketed in snow.
I've heard they use heated rails to prevent ice buildup. Is that true?
You heard right. Heated rails are crucial for maintaining service during those fierce snowstorms.
Wow.
They help melt the snow and ice, keeping the tracks clear
Yeah.
and ensuring the trains can operate safely.
That's fascinating. I bet they have a whole army of snowplows and de-icing equipment ready to go at a moment's notice, too.
You bet. The CTA has a dedicated team of snow fighting professionals who work tirelessly to keep the tracks and stations clear of snow and ice.
Wow.
They're like the unsung heroes of Chicago winters,
Right.
ensuring that service continues with minimal disruptions.
That's impressive. It sounds like they're ready to tackle anything Mother Nature throws their way.
They're pretty good.
So even if you're visiting Chicago in the dead of winter, you can still rely on the Orange Line to get you around.
Absolutely. The Orange Line is a reliable workhorse, connecting you to the city's vibrant energy no matter the weather.
Speaking of energy, let's talk about the experience of riding the Orange Line itself.
Okay.
Is it just a utilitarian way to get from point A to point B, or is there something more to it?
I think the Orange Line offers a truly unique perspective on Chicago.
Okay.
Because you're traveling above ground for much of the route, you get these fantastic views of the city
Oh, nice.
as you glide through different neighborhoods.
It's like having a front row seat to the urban tapestry of Chicago.
Exactly. It's a constantly changing panorama.
Yeah.
1 minute, you're soaring above the bustling streets of the Loop. The next, you're passing through the colorful murals of Pilsen.
Wow.
And then you're witnessing the industrial grit of Bridgeport. It's all right there, unfolding before your eyes.
I bet you overhear some interesting conversations on those trains, too.
Oh, absolutely. The Orange Line is a microcosm of Chicago's diversity.
Right.
You're sharing the ride with people from all walks of life,
Yeah.
each with their own stories to tell.
I love that. It's a chance to connect with the heartbeat of the city and get a glimpse into the lives of everyday Chicagoans.
It is.
You know, it's funny, we've talked a lot about the destinations along the Orange Line,
Yeah,
but sometimes the journey itself can be just as rewarding.
that's so true. Sometimes the most memorable moments happen when you least expect them.
Absolutely.
It's about embracing the unexpected
Right.
and being open to those serendipitous encounters that make
Yeah.
traveling so special.
Exactly. Like maybe you see a cool-looking bookstore or a bustling farmer's market from the train window and decide to hop off on a whim. Yeah.
Who knows what treasures you might discover.
That's the beauty of the Orange Line.
Yeah.
It opens up a world of possibilities,
Right.
inviting you to explore the city on your own terms.
Right?
It encourages a sense of adventure and spontaneity,
Yeah.
allowing you to deviate from the well-trodden tourist paths
Like that.
and discover the hidden gems that make Chicago so unique.
So let's say you're planning a trip to Chicago
Okay.
and you're trying to decide whether to prioritize the Orange Line or stick to the more touristy areas.
Right.
What would you say are the key advantages of venturing out on the Orange Line?
I think the Orange Line offers a more authentic and immersive experience of Chicago.
Okay.
You're getting a glimpse into the real lives of Chicagoans, exploring diverse neighborhoods, and discovering hidden gems you wouldn't find on a typical tourist map.
Right.
It's a chance to go beyond the glossy brochures and experience the city as it truly is.
And it's incredibly convenient, too.
Yeah, it is. The trains are frequent, the stations are easy to navigate, and you can get from the airport to downtown in about 45 minutes.
Right.
It's a time saver and a stress reducer, especially when compared to navigating traffic or searching for parking.
And let's not forget about the affordability factor.
Oh, that's true.
Riding the Orange Line is significantly cheaper than taking a taxi or ride-sharing service,
Yeah.
which leaves you with more money to spend on other experiences.
That's always a plus, especially when traveling on a budget.
Right.
Another advantage of taking the Orange Line is that it's a great way to get some exercise.
Oh, yeah.
All that walking between stations and exploring neighborhoods will definitely help you work up an appetite for some delicious Chicago-style pizza.
Exactly. The Orange Line is a win-win for both your wallet and your waistline.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
We've explored the Orange Line's route, its connections to diverse neighborhoods, its accessibility features, its resilience in the face of Chicago winters, and even the unique experience of riding the train itself.
It's quite the experience.
But I want to make sure we leave our listeners with some practical tips for making the most of their Orange Line adventure.
That's a great idea. Practical tips can make all the difference
Yeah.
in ensuring a smooth and enjoyable experience.
So, first and foremost, get yourself a Ventra card.
Yeah, that's important.
It's the easiest and most cost-effective way to pay for your fares on the CTA.
Right.
You can purchase them at stations, online, or even at some convenience stores.
And be sure to load up your Venture card with enough value for your trip.
Right. It's always better to be over-prepared than under-prepared.
Exactly.
What else should listeners keep in mind?
Always check the CTA website or app for the latest service updates and schedules.
That's a great tip.
Sometimes there are planned track work or unexpected delays.
Yeah.
So it's always wise to be in the loop before heading out.
It's so easy to check for updates on your phone nowadays.
It is.
Anything else?
If you're traveling during rush hour, be prepared for crowded trains.
Right.
It's just a fact of life in a bustling city.
It's all part of the urban adventure.
Exactly.
And hey, you never know who you might meet or what interesting conversations you might overhear on a crowded train.
Exactly. It's all part of the charm of public transportation.
And remember, don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it.
Yeah, that's right.
CTA employees are generally friendly and helpful, and they're happy to assist you with directions, schedules, or any other questions you might have.
Exactly.
They're a great resource, especially if you're new to the city and feeling a bit lost.
ER.
What would you say is the most important tip for someone riding the Orange Line?
I think the most important tip is to embrace the unexpected.
I love that. Be open to new experiences and let the Orange Line lead you on an adventure.
It's a fun way to explore the city.
Now, before we move on, I'm curious, what are some of your personal favorite spots to visit along the Orange Line? Maybe we can inspire our listeners with some insider tips.
One of my all-time favorite hidden gems is the National Museum of Mexican Art,
Oh, okay.
conveniently located near the Halsted State. It's a true treasure,
Yeah.
showcasing a rich collection of Mexican art and culture.
I've heard amazing things about that museum. And it's free to visit, right?
Yes. It's an incredible opportunity to experience the vibrant world of Mexican art without breaking the bank.
That's fantastic. Any other hidden gems you'd like to share?
If you're looking for a unique outdoor experience, I highly recommend checking out the Chicago Riverwalk murals.
Oh, I've seen pictures of those murals. They're incredible. I love how they bring a burst of color and creativity to the urban landscape.
They're a testament to the city's vibrant street art scene
Yeah.
and a wonderful way to add a touch of artistic flair to your Orange Line adventure.
It sounds like we've got a pretty solid plan for exploring the Orange Line.
It does.
Museums, murals, maybe a stop for some delicious food at Maxwell Street Market. I'm feeling inspired.
Excellent. I'm confident you'll have a fantastic time discovering all the treasures along the Orange Line. It's a journey that's sure to surprise and delight you.
We've talked a lot about the fun stuff, the exciting destinations, and the hidden gems along the Orange Line.
Right.
But I think it's important to take a step back and consider the bigger picture.
Right.
The impact of public transportation on a city like Chicago.
It's true. Public transportation plays a vital role in shaping a city's character and well-being.
Yeah.
It goes beyond just getting people from point A to point B.
Right.
It's about connecting communities,
Yeah.
fostering economic growth,
Yeah.
and promoting sustainability.
So how does the Orange Line specifically contribute to the well-being of Chicago?
Well, for many Chicago residents, the Orange Line is more than just a fun way to explore the city.
Right.
It's a lifeline.
Okay.
It provides a reliable and affordable mode of transportation
Yeah.
for people who rely on public transit to get to work, school,
Yeah.
and other essential destinations.
It makes you realize how public transportation can be so essential to a city's fabric.
Exactly. And by connecting diverse neighborhoods,
Yeah.
the Orange Line helps bridge social and economic divides.
Okay.
It provides access to jobs, cultural attractions,
Right.
and opportunities that might otherwise be out of reach for some communities.
It's like creating a more interconnected and equitable city where everyone has a chance to thrive.
That's a great way to put it. And let's not forget about the environmental benefits.
Right.
By encouraging people to use public transit instead of driving,
Yeah.
the Orange Line helps reduce traffic congestion and air pollution,
Okay.
making Chicago a greener and healthier place to live.
It's amazing how something as simple as taking the train can have such a positive ripple effect.
It really highlights how interconnected we all are.
Okay, so we've talked about the impact on the city as a whole,
Right.
but I'm also curious about the individual riders.
Okay.
How does using the Orange Line shape their experience of Chicago?
I think the Orange Line encourages a sense of exploration and discovery.
Okay.
When you're not confined to a car, you're more likely to notice things you might otherwise miss. You're more open to serendipitous encounters and those unexpected moments that make traveling so special.
It's about slowing down, looking around, and really absorbing the city's unique energy.
Exactly. And by interacting with people from different backgrounds and neighborhoods,
Yeah.
riders gain a broader perspective on the city's diversity.
Right.
It's a chance to step outside your bubble
Yeah.
and connect with the heart and soul of Chicago.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Chicago's Orange Line,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listeners with a final thought.
Okay.
If you're planning a trip to Chicago,
Right.
consider venturing beyond the typical tourist attractions.
Yes.
Hop on the Orange Line and let it be your guide.
Embrace the opportunity to explore diverse neighborhoods, discover hidden gems,
Right.
and experience the city like a local.
Because the Orange Line is more than just a ride.
It is.
It's an invitation to connect with the vibrant energy,
Yeah,
rich culture,
absolutely.
and welcoming spirit of Chicago.
I hope you enjoyed our deep dive.
Me too. This was fun.